Hello. So day 8, another day, another beach. What's my learning from the Tao today? Well, the Tao today talks about virtue. It talks about relationship with a sense of flow. My view today, as I record, is this beautiful place. Just stunning, and making sure that as I walk with the dog, that I get my my feet wet in the sand and the sea. Today, this sense of virtue, this sense of the Tao being virtuous, and that the Tao understands and experiences its relationship with flow, and to go with the flow. Now, traditionally, I think certainly if I rewind maybe 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a bit longer, and talk about the idea of going with the flow, then all sorts of things spring to mind around maybe not being determined and focused, and all sorts of different things like that. And I think when we talk about going with the flow, then my natural reaction a few years ago would have been just to assume drifting, I think. Whereas as now, I think I've probably paddled too many rivers and followed and explored a path in life that has a very different relationship with going with the flow. Waterfalls obviously go with the flow, and you've got to take quite a significant leap of faith when you go and decide to paddle off one, or any form of drop. Waves like today also go with the flow, and whether those waves are big and tall and steep and are worth surfing, or whether those waves are just worth having a play in because they are gentle. The sea's still the sea, whether it's one of those real winter days when it's ferocious, or whether it's one of those days where it is still completely calm. So I think, what do I take from today, and what have I focused on today? I've focused on being aware of intimately the relationship with the flow and the tempo of the day, and the flow and the tempo of my experiences in the day, and how that's occurred, and to realise and recognise that going with the flow, or being aware of the flow, is just really important. And it doesn't mean that necessarily that the world is lazy, or that you're drifting aimlessly. It's just about being aware of and moving with the tempo of the experiences, and the tempo of the experiences that you're having in connection with the people around you, rather than necessarily just aimlessly drifting. People have an agenda. They require things done in certain times, and it's working with them in the same way that when you surf a wave before you have that amazing experience of being launched in at the beach, you have to be able to match its speed, and if it's a big wave and it's going particularly fast, then you need to paddle quite hard, and if it's not, then you can paddle a little bit slower. But that sense of awareness, that sense of connection, you can't normally make water do too many things it doesn't want to do, but yet if you work with it, then you can have some amazing experiences. And I think my lesson today is, for me anyway, it's about being as aware as I can be of the harmony that can exist between you and other people. It's about being attentive and paying attention to be aware of how the pace that they're working at, in order to be able to match it, to mirror it, to support it, to explore it. Charlie, you going to say hello?
Hello.
And so being part of his pace and the bigger agenda today has been something that I've been acutely aware of. So on day 8, I'm going to set everybody a bit of homework for those that listen and want to watch, is just be aware of the people around you today, and actually whether your pace is different to theirs or theirs is different to yours. And sometimes I think we can become very, very, I don't know, frustrated with some really magnificently amazing people, not because even their agenda is different to ours, but maybe the rate that they wish to complete their agenda, the pace that they're moving at, the speed that they're going at, can be the thing that frustrates us or causes us some issue. And of course, maybe then, even though we're all working to achieve the same thing, then maybe we feel as though we're not, because those people are experiencing the world in a different way to us. So maybe we've just got to take a moment, take some time, and be aware of the pace and the agenda of those people around us, and maybe by working with them. There's a phrase that I use a lot, not quite sure where it's come from, but you know, you catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar. And how do I think that fits into today is by working with people, by matching their pace, by understanding the flow of how they're experiencing the world. Maybe that allows us to be able to influence and be more in the flow of, you know, whatever energy that we're tapping into, in a much healthier and better way than possibly when we're constantly trying to drive everything with a pace and an agenda that is ours rather than necessarily theirs. So before I say goodbye today, I look forward to chatting with you all tomorrow, and I'll just leave you with a little bit of a view of something that is definitely in the flow.